So the lesser ritual of the pentagram is composed of 4 parts: the Kabbalistic cross, the inscription of pentagrams, the invocation of the archangels, and again the Kabbalistic cross. After completing the circle about the place of working, which should be either drawn or painted on the floor or visualized strongly at the beginning of any working, this can be reinforced by actually circumambulating with a sword so that its point traces out the circle. The ritual should begin facing east. The gestures are performed with the right hand. The line should either be traced with a steel dagger or with the sign of benediction. To form the sign of benediction, extend the first 2 fingers whilst covering the last 2 with the thumb. So we're facing east and we do the Kabbalistic cross. While performing this, the practitioner should strongly visualize the hand as drawing a line of white light through the crown of the head, pouring into the body and descending to the solar plexus, and from there to the feet, the microcosmic location of Malkuth. Also draw a line of light from the right shoulder to the left shoulder while saying Ve Gebura, Ve Gedula, thus forming a cross. At the center of this cross, visualize a rose, either natural or in the stylized form of the rose cross, when vibrating Leolam, Amen. Touch the forehead and say Ate, which means thou art. Touch the breast and say Malkuth, which means the kingdom. Touch the right shoulder and say Ve Gebura, which means and the power. Touch the left shoulder and say Ve Gedula, which means and the glory. And then cross the hands on the breast and say Li Olam, to the ages. And finally, Amen. So these mean thou art the kingdom and the power and the glory to the ages. Amen. And we are touching the forehead and then the breast, the right shoulder, the left shoulder, and then cross the hands on the breast. This completes the so-called Kabbalistic cross, a ritual devised in its modern form at any rate by the chiefs of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. It should always be used at the beginning and end of every ritual, no matter how minor, and should be committed to memory. And it says it was actually dates back quite some centuries, and the equal-armed cross is not derived from Christianity, but has its roots in the Kabbalah. That is just the Kabbalistic cross, and then after that we have the inscription of the pentagrams, the invocation of the archangels, and then a further Kabbalistic cross to sort of close the ritual. The type of pentagram used is the pentagram of earth. This is inscribed in the air by keeping the arm straight and bringing the hand from the vicinity of the left thigh to a pointed level with the forehead, and then back to a position near the right thigh, thus inscribing an inverted V. And then bring the hand up to the point just left of the body at the same height as the shoulders. Draw it across in front of the body to the same shoulder height position at the right side of the body. Complete the pentagram by returning the hand to the left thigh position. When proficiency is gained with the movements, they can be synchronized with the breathing, taking an in-breath for an upward stroke, an out-breath for the downward strokes, and holding for the cross stroke. This is only one form of the pentagram, the form depending on the direction of inscription and point of commencement. Other forms are used in the greater ritual of the pentagram.